Now, as far as the budget, is there obviously the governor has made his recommendations,
Mm-hmm.
and have you? I mean, where are you on that?
Well,
On,
I
on
would
his,
support. I would support his recommendation. I'm not sure we have enough votes to follow through on that at this point. So we're looking at other options that would have it. But quite frankly, the original proposal he put forward that would limit them to credit based on the tax liability they have, I could wholly support that. But I'm finding a great deal of reluctance amongst some members of the legislature.
Okay, then we're dealing, of course, with other tax credits that do not fall within those parameters.
Mm-hmm.
Like the film industry tax credit.
Right. There are several of them. I believe before the day is all said and done, there are several that will end up getting some type of haircut to reduce the amount of credits they're getting. Some may end up with a crew cut. It just depends on what happens with them and where they stand, how much money we need. But I think they're all under review at this point.
Okay. I mean, it's a pretty substantial 1.6 billion from all indications, and so any chance of taxes being raised? I know that you were just saying that you.
Well, I'm going to do my best to try to keep it within the swim lanes the governor has described, where if we're doing some tax increase, that we offset it with some type of credit that would still give us the amount of monies we might need to solve the problem. My guess is it'll also be a combination of some revenue measures along with some more budget cutting.
Now, by revenue measures, could you be a little bit more specific?
Well, for one, the one that sticks out the most is that there seems to be a lot of appetite to do something about the cigarette tax.
Okay.
The lowest between lower, of course, than Mississippi and lower than Texas, and somewhere in between that would probably be a justifiable increase.
Okay, and that's I imagine there'll be some pushback from the tobacco industry.
Oh, sure. Anytime you talk about raising it, you're going to get some pushback. Everybody's for solving the budget problem, but don't solve it on my back. Kind of it's just the way it is.
Sure. And I've read people who are who consider themselves to be lower middle class economically,
mm-hmm.
and they're opposed to it. Those people are opposed to it because apparently those people in that economic level seem to smoke more, or at least
unfortunately, that probably is true, and we wish that the tax might encourage them to quit smoking. Quite frankly, the amount that ends up costing them and their families and health care costs and the state in a lot of cases far outweighs the amount of a little bit tobacco tax they would pay.